Yeah, wonderful. So we'll start seated, and where we're headed towards. Katie, do you want to demonstrate the posture we're headed towards to everybody?
Yes, but first I want to turn your mic on.
Oh, right. Yes. I forgot about that. Thank you. Yeah,
Okay.
this is where we're headed.
We're going to have our head on your leg.
Yes.
And then knees supported. And the blanket if you want.
Yeah, exactly. And so if anyone, as soon as we go into the Yoga Nidra non-sleep deep rest practice, hi, welcome, then feel free to, if you need another blanket or other supports, and for those of you at home, you can find a place to be, find yourself supported where you're lying down and have your knees are supported. And it's nice to have your head above the level of your chest, above the level of your toes, so that there's some kind of a support there, especially for anyone who snores. That can be helpful. But if we hear someone snoring, that'll be part of the meditation. So I'd love to talk a little bit about this practice. Who here has done Yoga Nidra or non-sleep deep rest practices before? Yeah, 1.5. Okay, 1 1.125. That looked like. All right. So I'd love to share a little bit about the practice before we go into it. And the reason why I'm calling this non-sleep deep rest, and that comes from Andrew Huberman's work at the Stanford lab, because he looks at Yoga Nidra and self-hypnosis and other forms of deep rest that he then studies and looks at the impacts on our brain and body. Hi, welcome. Come on in. Yeah, find a spot. And so I'm calling that non-sleep deep rest because it's a sort of obvious term of you know what you might be getting when you're coming in here. And so when you look and you see the cushions and you know you might be lying down and guided through a process. Whereas the words Yoga Nidra or self-hypnosis, it's kind of, what are you going to wave a watch in front of my face? What's happening? And so what we're doing here and what I've been trained in is Yoga Nidra. And it's a particular form of Yoga Nidra that I was trained in called iRest, but we've also incorporated other modalities into what I'm teaching here, and love calling it non-sleep deep rest. So I want to describe a little bit about the practice before we go in, so that you know the scope of what we're doing. We'll lie down, and I'll basically guide us through a journey. And we'll start with looking at bringing intentions into why we're here in this moment and what we'd like to sort of leave behind or get out of this practice. And then importantly, find resource or some kind of a safe feeling in our inner experience, or an embodied safe feeling as we go into the rest of the practice. Because sometimes just doing a body scan, maybe something might come up for someone. And for instance, an emotion, and knowing that we're starting in a place that feels safe and grounded is important. So Dr. Catherine Cook-Catone, who I co-designed this program for the United Nations with, she says embodiment is a human right. And we all have our right to be in our bodies and to be here. And so that's where we're starting, is that we're kind of claiming that for ourselves and seeing the places where that's not believed and meeting that. Next, we'll do some form of a body scan or body sensing practice, where just getting in touch with sensations in our body. And so some people, when first practicing this, there isn't a lot of access to sensations or feelings in your body. And if so, that's fine. So there's no way this needs to look. It's one of those things that I could start talking and you could wake up at the end and you've done it perfectly. So this is actually a practice where you have permission to sleep, and it's like a wakeful nap. And it's real permission, because sometimes, I think many of us are holding tension in our body and actually need deep rest. And this can take us into those sort of in between wake and sleep states. And with the full practice that I do today, I imagine usually part of the practice is becoming aware of, emotions, thoughts, cognitions, images, memories that are present. So when we're welcoming all of ourself in meditation, we're welcoming at that body level, breath, emotions, what's happening in my mind, and then even kind of a sense of self. How am I holding self world as a concept and as a lived experience? So all of these things are it's a kind of a journey that you go on, looking at the landscape of your whole experience, but doing so in this place where there's a deep relaxation underneath. So as I was driving here, I thought of the phrase, the healing power of awareness and the healing power of rest, that they seem so connected to me. So today I wanted to teach a practice, we'll see what happens, on awareness and rest. So what does it look like to be deeply rest in our body, so no pressure? So if you actually feel anxious or not relaxed, you're still doing the practice right. It's actually based on welcoming what's really here. And looking at bringing this sort of, you could call it background quality of awareness to your whole experience while your body's in a state of rest or repose, or in that lying down form where there's kind of a doing is letting go and we're just being together. So that's the form that we're going to do. Does anyone have any questions before we get into it? Just you have permission to move during the practice if you need to sit up. Really take care of yourself. This whole, as you walked in and see all these mats and it feels a little like kindergarten, it's actually, that's what we're here for, is this kind of nurturing environment that we can be how we are. So, all right, if there are no questions, then if you'd like to find your way into what's called Shavasana pose, or corpse pose, it is just lying down on your back with your knees supported, head supported, in whatever way is comfortable for you. There are more blankets in the back if anyone needs one. And we'll do this practice probably for, it might be 45 minutes, and then come out and have some dialogue, some more teaching. So as you're settling in, do anything you can to make yourself 10% more comfortable than you are in this moment. Any little minor adjustments, or maybe moving your shoulder blades down your spine. And the invitation here is to go slowly. And if snoring happens, check and see if it's you. If it does, I may sort of move about the cabin a little and just walk up and down. You may hear me doing that. And oh yeah, or I could, yeah, absolutely. I can tap little legs, and no judgment there. I believe we all do that from time to time, especially when our body needs it. So here we are. So begin by taking a few deep inhalations, and as you exhale, feel into the whole backside of your body. So inhale comes naturally, but a deep inhale. And then exhale, sensing the entire backside of your body as you sort of release into the surface that is supporting you. Maybe taking one or two more of those at your own pace. And we'll start the practice with opening our senses. Those are sensory doors. So your ears to sound, begin with your ears. And if you could feel as if your whole body is like an ear and you're receiving the sound of my voice, sound in the room, outside the room. It's the kind of receiving that doesn't have grasping in it. So just a rested hearing. And the same thing with the other senses. The smell and taste. Senses are open. And the feeling of perhaps the weight of your body as it rests into the surface, with a touch of air on your skin. So that sense of touch. And then even if your eyes are closed, noticing any shadows or light across your eyelids. And can you right behind your eyes, can you let go of any kind of grasping to see or the tension that may be holding behind your eyes? So now all of your senses are open, receptive. And there's no way that this practice needs to look, so the foundation of it is welcoming what's present. And we'll begin by just getting in touch with the flow of the breath in and out. So without controlling your breath, it's as if you're riding the wave of your own breath that's already coming in and out without forcing. Just follow your breath in and out. As you do so, connect with, is there an intention for this practice? The idea of what really brought me here to this moment, to this room, to this place. So perhaps just to experience this NSDR class, perhaps to work with something that's present for you. So name internally your intention for this practice. And just in case it's here, also feeling a little deeper to your heart and any heartfelt intentions that you're holding in your life. Any themes that are present for you. So just giving space to acknowledge any deeper intentions that you're holding. Maybe a word comes or a phrase or an image. Simply acknowledge the intention. Just let it be here. And even as we're starting the beginning of the practice, can you simultaneously feel into the background quality of awareness that's here, that's aware of your considerations, your breath, the senses are open. Maybe resting a little bit more into your back body, feeling the awareness that's here, that's aware of your experience. It may feel like a spacious quality or kind of an openness or anything else that you may encounter. It's just going to allow that healing power of the awareness that's here to journey with us through the practice. Again, following the flow of your breath in, just that natural flow without controlling. Welcoming sounds, felt sense of your body here. And also, is there an image or a felt sense of safety that you may remember a time when you felt you could just be yourself and you were safe just as you were? And that might be this moment, you feel that. So welcoming in that embodied sense of I can be here just as I am. Can you allow your body to help you remember how that feels if it's not an immediate felt sense for you? Be it an image or a memory. Just notice what images come to you. Can you allow this also to be in the background of the practice, both the quality of awareness that's aware of experience and the quality of embodiment or embodied safety, ease, well-being. So that's the foundation of this practice. Feel free to allow yourself to return to that embodied sense of well-being and ease, safety at any moment during the practice, or to do your own meditation with my voice as an anchor. So allow yourself to guide. Let's begin by doing a form of body scan. So we'll begin again by sensing the entire backside of your body, the backside of your head, your back of your legs and heels. Feeling where your body meets the surface that supports you. You're just feeling at a sensation level. You may have an image. And then can you let the image go and just feel sensation, whole backside of your body. Notice if your thinking mind comes in and just allowing and welcoming, but then returning back to felt sense of resting here, the whole backside of your body. Feeling now the whole front side of your body, face, chest, belly, tops of your legs and feet, arms and hands, the whole front side of your body. You may feel where the air or blanket touches you. Notice any qualities of sensation or perhaps numbness, anything that's present. Now we'll feel the whole left side of your body, left side of your face, left arm and hand, left side of your torso, your left leg and foot. All of your attention is absorbed in the left side of your body. Notice your breath as you're here sensing your body. Can you feel it's almost like your body is breathed, it's being breathed, or it's breathing itself. All of your attention is on your left side. Bring attention now to the whole right side of your body, the right side of your face, right side of your torso, your arm and hand, your right leg and foot. So you're laterally shifting attention to the right side of your body, and then you may have an image in your head, the right side of your body, and then if you can, drop the image and just feel the pure sensation, right side of your body. Now we'll feel all of that simultaneously. So your whole front side, back side of your body, your left side, and your right side. Can you feel your whole body globally as sensation? It's the feeling of being alive, being here, being embodied. That background quality of awareness, aware of the sensation of your whole body globally. Now we'll map breath and body together with a body scan. So beginning with sensing your jaw and your breath coming and going. Notice if there's any tension held in your jaw. You may move your jaw around a little bit. Feel free to dive into any tension that's here, noticing if it naturally releases just by sensing your jaw. Feeling both ears, your breath coming and going. Both eyes. So we're systematically bringing our mind on a walk through our bodies. So sensing behind both eyes again, noticing, is there any subtle holding or subtle tension held from the day using your eyes that were you to simply feel the tension that's present, it might release into a spaciousness. So no agenda here, just being with whatever it is that you come upon as you sense now your forehead, crown of your head, as you also notice your breath coming and going, following the flow of your breath in and out, sensing the back of your head, back of your neck. So being invited by this healing quality of rest as Bring attention into your shoulders, your left shoulder. Inhaling. And then exhale all the way down your left arm into the palm of your left hand and your left fingers, fingertips. Breathing in and out, can you sense only your left arm and left hand? The invitation here is to map your breath with body sensation and to allow your attention to be absorbed in your left arm, left hand. So a thought comes in, let it go, bring attention back to your body. Gently allowing your attention to move laterally to your right shoulder. Inhale. Exhale all the way down your right arm into your right hand, right fingers, right fingertips. So as you breathe in and out now, allow all of your attention to be absorbed in your right arm, right hand. Any sensations that are present, like a spaciousness or tension, whatever's here is welcome. So the mind can't be too easily focused on two objects at once. So let's bring attention to both shoulders. Let the mind relax. Take an inhale. And then exhale down both arms to the palms of both hands and all the way out the fingertips, just with your exhalation. And then as you inhale and exhale, sensing both arms, both hands. Bringing attention to your whole torso now, your back, chest and belly. You bring that quality of kind attention where you're exploring, is there any place of spaciousness or knot of tension, contraction? Just with kindness, noticing what's present in my torso in this moment as you flow with your breath in and out. You're feeling the background quality of awareness, aware of sensation in your torso, your breath. You're also feeling this kind of embodied feeling of being here. Even if your body goes into states of relaxation or sleep, feeling yourself fully here as you bring attention now to your hips. Take an inhale as you sense your left hip, and exhale, sensing your entire left leg and foot. So this is really, as you breathe in and out, sensing your whole left leg and foot. Bringing the patience of attention to sensation in this practice. We don't know what will come upon, so it's an inquiry, it's a body inquiry we're making as we feel sensation in our left leg and foot. Images may come, emotions may come. We're welcoming whatever's here as it arises. And then let yourself shift attention laterally into the right hip with an inhale. Exhaling your entire right leg and foot. Same. Breathing in and out. Sensing your right leg, right foot, awareness that's here. Thoughts are coming through again. Allow them to be here and then bring attention back with an inhale to both hips and then exhaling both legs, both feet simultaneously. The mind can't do this, so let go of thinking and just feel both legs, both feet, and your breath. So we're feeling our way in. Sensing now your entire body globally, so from crown of your head all the way to the soles of your feet. We've done the body scan. Can you now welcome your whole body into awareness? But can you do so as a felt inquiry? Or it's just the sensation that you're feeling, maybe a radiance, maybe nothing, just whatever's here. As you breathe in and out, notice your chest may rise and fall or your belly as you breathe. And you're feeling this 360 feeling of your whole body being here, embodied, healing or holding power of awareness in meditation. Even if your body is shifting into deeper states of relaxation, there too, this background quality of awareness can still be operating. You can remain in contact with that quality of awareness, even as your body may fall toward states of sleep. Now, what's it like simply to be here, resting? Perhaps there are qualities present like openness, maybe even a sense of holding, even the holding support of the surface you're on or the holding of the room. Just notice, are there any emotional tones that are present? So we're welcoming our whole body and mind. Are there any emotional tones that are present? Just checking. If you'd rather, you can stay with your breathing and body sensing, but if you'd like, you can inquire what's present for me or what has been present lately as an emotional tone that I can welcome in this moment. So if an emotion or an emotional tone is present, maybe feeling it as a sensation in your body, naming it, allowing it to be here, not making it wrong, simply making space. It might even just be a body sensation that you can't name. As you're here with this whole kind of 360 feel of your whole body, your breath, any emotions present, even just a whisper of something Can that too be welcomed, even at a subtle level? A joy or a disappointment or kind of a contraction or holding. Allowing, just in the light of awareness, this emotion or feeling state to be here, be held, be allowed. Perhaps allowing it to kind of transmute or integrate into the whole of you, or perhaps spending some time with it, just feeling it as a contraction or an openness, whatever it is that's here. And from there, can you simultaneously feel right back into that quality of awareness that might be that if you sense into the whole backside of your body and in the space beneath you or underneath you, that you might have a felt sense of that holding quality of awareness. It could be spacious, open, clear, loving. But if it's possible to have an embodied feeling of awareness at the same time that you're welcoming breath, emotions, body sensations, it's like a seamless interplay of what's present in your experience and the awareness that's here. Remembering that quality of embodied well-being or embodied safety. I can be here, my breath coming and going. I can take up space. Full human experience is welcome. Making space to see, are there any thoughts or memories or images that are present for you in this moment, just waiting to be met, welcomed, recognized. This could be a moment of insight. This could be some holding or limiting belief, or just a spontaneous memory that comes, or an image. This is all welcome. We're exploring the mind, the cognition level of experience. And so if you can, sort of feeling yourself step out of your own way a little bit, and then allow whatever's here to reveal itself. Image, thought, body holding. As you do so, meeting it with that welcoming awareness. Perhaps it's a thought like, this shouldn't be, or it's an image or memory that was hard, or something happy. Just, it's all welcome. We're just shining a light on the mind in this moment and saying, what wants to be seen right now? Taking your time and notice what appears to you, seeing it as like a messenger arriving in your awareness, and honoring what's here. your breath, feeling the sensation in your body. Aware of the play of your mind. If there's something here that's important, feel free to stay in an inquiry, and otherwise, sort of moving on and feeling similarly at the body level, an inquiry into a feeling of me, a sense of self, being here. Space around you. Just noticing the identification that can happen with your body and your mind and your emotions and thoughts. Can this too be seen in the light of awareness, this identification with sense of self and me and mine? So welcoming this too as part of the movement of your experience. And then can you, so you feel the sense of self, me, mine, and then can you, in a sense, feel back again into the whole back body and this quality of awareness. It's aware of this sense of self that arises in your experience. It wants to take hold of everything and claim it for itself. Just simply, with real compassion and kindness, witnessing your own feeling of self or your self-concept as it arises in you. No judgment, natural movement. And if possible, what would it be like to inquire more into the awareness itself that's here, that you have contact with as an embodied experience? It's kind of spacious. Find your own words, but it may be like a spacious openness or a lucidity or a clarity. Could feel more like love or holding. So find your word for the awareness that heals. And just notice welcoming sound, welcoming all the different movements in your experience. So you may find yourself going into deeper states of sleep or coming up out of it. And can you welcome those movements, going under, coming back up out. So in this moment, taking all of these different inquiries we've made together as a whole. So feeling first body, breath, emotions, thoughts, images, sense of self, this embodied awareness. If you have another word for it, just this that perceives, this perceiving that you're experiencing. Can you feel the felt sense of what that is in your experience? This perceiving, knowing, seeing, witnessing awareness. And if it feels right, can you sort of let go in a way into that, where if it feels right, there's not a need to hold on to any of those parts that are coming and going, including that self sense. And if that's present for you, can you explore what that rest feels like, that different quality of rest in your body? Resting as this embodied awareness. You may feel something like a holding presence. It doesn't have to feel cold or distant. And in your inquiry that you make, can you see how this awareness isn't separate from who you are? This that's aware in you isn't separate from who you are. So what is it like to be this awareness? So there's no agenda here, simply exploring the possibility of resting as awareness. Noticing how that acts on your body and mind, any parts or movements that would like healing or transformation, allowing that power of simply resting as awareness to touch and encounter what's here for you. Let that in itself be something that could be healing or a holding. Again, no agendas, doesn't have to look a certain way. Just exploring experience. Notice how the mind comes in and thought comes in and starts to go off on a train of thinking, perhaps. And what if that happens and you don't go on the train and just let it go right by? It's just happening in you. And you remain rested here in this quality of awareness, wakefulness, lucidity, any words that come to you that are descriptive of this. Here's where we let go of doing and just feel the being. This requires sometimes some patience to simply be without continuously directing attention to objects. But in this final part of the meditation, can you allow yourself to rest in this, in being, instead of doing or directing attention? So it's almost like a surrender right back into simply being. It might feel boring to the mind. Okay, letting the mind think its thing, and then just dissolving back into this most essential thing that you know to be true. Your basic state where just being. What would it be be like for the next few moments to allow the quality of being to kind of permeate your whole body and mind. Just feeling there's nothing to do, nowhere to go, nobody to be right now. Perhaps picturing yourself going through the rest of your evening and carrying this quality of being with you. Whatever word you want to use, a background quality of awareness, where the doing part of you has sort of let go. You're just being carried by life through the evening, to your activities, into sleep. You can picture yourself as if there's just this letting go into sleep as you move through your evening and then into sleep. Feeling yourself, even perhaps tomorrow morning, waking up feeling well rested. And before we close the practice, ask inwardly, is there anything important to be acknowledged right now? Is there anything important to be acknowledged in this moment? And then, just as before, step out of the way and see what your psyche brings you. What's important to be acknowledged in this moment? It could be an image, a color, a feeling, a word, nothing at all. It's all welcome. And for a closing, we'll go right back to the beginning where we inwardly stated an intention for the practice. So come back to your intention. Notice, how is it now? And also come back to that embodied feeling of well-being and safety and ease. And as you do so, bring attention to your heart and maybe just a few breaths in and out. There may be a statement that comes to you, such as, I'm okay as I am, or I have all I need right now, or any other kind of affirming statement that comes from your own psyche as you consider your heart and that embodied feeling of well-being. Thanking yourself for taking this time and going slow and doing the practice. We're going to slowly transition. So slowly meaning not even yet moving, but allowing yourself to close the meditation practice in your own fashion. And as you do so, you may begin to wiggle your toes or your fingers or slightly move your feet, hands, maybe even gently opening and closing your eyes a few times, taking in the space. And we'll slowly make our way to our sides. So that's knees in towards your chest at your own pace. And you have all the time in the world, absolutely. And then rolling off to one side, and it's as if you're going to be here for a few long moments. No need to rush. Just letting yourself luxuriate here. So when it feels right for you, feel free to slowly come back towards seated. And if for some reason the seated posture is not calling to you at all, then stay right where you are. This is a class full of permission to be. You have all the time in the world.